We all operate at different levels of consciousness. Basically, there are 7 levels of awareness, and whichever one you fall at is how you're going to experience life. So what happens at level 3, and is this where you fall? The truth is, most people believe that they're experiencing life as it is, but they're really experiencing life as they are. Now hold that. Level 3 is the stage of self-reflection. This is not where we discover we exist, like at level 1. This is not where we discover I am me through others, like at level 2. This is where we discover that the world is not just happening. It's reflecting us back to ourselves. Level 1, think babies and survival. Level 2, think toddlers and connection. Level 3, think teenagers and self-discovery. At this level of awareness, our focus is on perspective, meaning making, as in, what does this say about me? As well as patterns and responsibility. So at level 1, we know we exist, but that awareness is tied to our bodies. At level 2, we know we exist because others acknowledge our bodies too. At level 3, we know we exist because we start to observe ourselves. Our own bodies, our thoughts, our patterns, our choices. This is the first level of awareness where we no longer externalize everything. We don't have the mindset of things happen to me and then I respond, but rather the mindset of what is in here is what I get out there. Level 2, I look at others to know myself. Level 3, I look at myself to understand how I shape everything around me. At level 1, survival, you may be in a toxic relationship and you don't care what it looks like. You're staying, you need it. Survival. At level 2, you may stay in a toxic relationship, but at least try to dress it up so it looks good to others. Social. At level 3, you start to look into things deeper. Why do I have to be in a toxic relationship anyway? How is my own energy feeding this dynamic? This relationship didn't just pop up in my life. What fears or habits are making me stick around? Now, it's not so hard to go from a level 1 to a level 2, but it's much harder to go from a level 2 to a level 3. It's a dramatic shift because unlike the other levels where we externalize everything, which is easy to do, this is the first level where we turn inside. And that's a huge hit to the psyche because it's humbling and threatens the ego. You are now responsible. Now let's go back. Level 3, think teenager. This is why teenagers tend to act out, because at this stage, they're having to reflect and take responsibility for the first time. A toddler touches a burning stove and their parent will run to comfort them, so there's no real reason to self-reflect. A teenager touches a burning stove and they're forced to think about what the hell? That's why I said in the last video, most people dwell at level 2 because it's much easier to externalize everything. So let's get into some examples. If you observe yourself and not just the world and ask questions like, why do I feel triggered instead of why did they do that to me? You got a level 3. If you're curious, you journal, you meditate, you seek therapy or mentorship to understand yourself, you're at a level 3. If you date, whether in a serious relationship or just dating around, and you realize, wait, I have some patterns, you're at level 3. So ask yourself, am I at a level 3? Do I know that I'm not a victim, but rather the co-creator of what is happening? Okay, love y'all forever. Mwah.